Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Backyard Bushcraft.
As we said last time, this episode is going to be all about traps.
We're going to be doing traps of varying difficulty, from really simple ones to ones a bit more technical.
So let's get started and have some fun.
When we do traps, we like to classify them into 4 different groups. We've got tangle, mangle, dangle, and strangle. As we set up our traps, see if you can classify them at home. Sometimes the most simple traps can just be about patience. If you can wait long enough and hide still enough, you can always catch some prey. Like that.
Okay, the first trap I want to show you guys is one of my favorites. This is called the Old English bird snare. And as you can see, we really don't need that much stuff. So first of all, we get 2 7 pegs. No points for guessing why they're called 7 pegs. On top of that, we've got a little peg that we're going to put in the ground. It just looks like this, pointed on one end, flat on the other. A crossbar, and then most importantly, our trigger stick. As well as that, I have a piece of paracord with what we call a toggle on it. Now I'm going to show you guys how to set this trap, and the reason that we're using bright paracord is so you guys at home can see it. When we set the trap, we want to take our crossbar, pass our toggle underneath the crossbar so it's under quite a bit of tension. Then we brace it using our trigger stick, like so. Now once that's done, we take our nice snare, we lay it over the top of our trigger stick. Once we have our trap set, what I want to show you guys now is how it looks when it triggers. So we'd have our snare set on top of our trigger stick, bait set on top of the trigger stick, and the animal would come along, peck on it, and then be trapped, just like that.
That was a pretty good trap, Chris, but I'm decided to go for something a little bit bigger. This is a deer platform trap. I'm going to quickly talk to you about the components you need. I got a length of paracord with a square toggle on. I've got my goalpost frame. I've got my rolling trigger bar. I've got a bunch of pieces of hazel that's going to make my actual platform, and I got this lovely piece of hazel that's going to make my spring. Oh, good throw. And I've also got an axe because I need to hammer in some sticks. Let's get to it. So I'm going to take my toggle underneath my crossbar, set in my trigger bar, take these, rest them along there. So this is forming my actual platform that the deer is going to stand on. So that's my trap all set up. It's got the spring pole, the rope, the toggle, the nice platform, and the big snare. Deer would walk along, put his foot right in here, boom, caught.
You know, I really love the deer platform trap, so I'm not even mad that you showed me up. But I want to show you guys something a little more simplistic. Here we've got a stick, just a simple stick that we've cut and split in half. And this trap is called a split stick. So I'm going to use one stick as the main part of my trap, and this for my trigger stick. The other 2 parts of this trap are this pole to help with stabilization and this log. Let me show you how to set this one up. So as you can see, this trap's a little bit harder to set up than the others. It's quite sort of fidgety and quite... You suck. Now that we've safely secured Kyle somewhere else, I'm going to show you exactly what this trap can do.
So that split stick is pretty hard to set up, but I'm going to show you one that's even more fiddly. It's the same idea, it's a big crushing trap, but it's called the figure of 4, and this is how it works. So it's taken me a while, but I finally figured out how to get this to stand up. It's nice and sensitive, just like it should be for small prey. But awesome. Now that me and Chris are even, and I've managed to set it up again, let's set this trap up properly this time. And that's the figure 4 trap.
Thanks very much for joining us for another episode of Backyard Bushcraft. We hope you enjoyed this episode on traps, and if you'd like to see bigger and more exciting traps, please reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram and let us know. There is quite a bit of legislation around traps, so make sure you've got landowners' permission before you try any of these at home. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Kyle.